So the other way to use type to create a clipping mask is to outline it. That, of course, takes live type and it turns it into shapes. Those shapes then in Illustrator become paths with anchor points just like any other, and they can be moved, manipulated and moved. Anchor points can be moved around, paths can be completely changed or whatever. So here's just a basic example of something that has been outlined, and then we're using it as a clipping container. But to get a little bit more creative with it, I've got, this kind of strange looking, bloody looking wall, and I'm going to do spooky. So this right now, if we look at this in outline view, this is, live text. It looks dark in outline view. It has a line under it. That's the giveaway. So when I click on it and go to type, create outlines, then I look at it in outline view, it is now a series of anchor points and paths. That then becomes something that you can manipulate by moving around anchor points or whatever. So I'm gonna, instead of moving around anchor points, I think I'm going to grab blob brush and just very crudely start to draw into these letters some little drips. And I'm using, like I said, just blob brush, Shift B to do this. Not doing anything too fancy here in the interest of doing this quickly, but you can see I'm complicating these letters, customizing them, making little droplets and stuff, right? So let me just speed this along. And then what I'll do is I'll show you actually how this can easily become something that doesn't work well, and the importance of remembering to make it a compound path. So there we have our kind of, bloody looking letters, right? So if I take this right now and say, okay, let me select everything. I want to use those letters and the changes I've made to them as my clipping path. And then I right click on this and go make clipping mask. Like, Illustrator is going to get confused. It doesn't know that you're trying to use all those bits and pieces of those letters yet. It's only honing in on like the very topmost thing in the layer stack specifically. So to make it work, then you need to take these letters and all the shapes that you have here. This needs to be a compound path for Illustrator to understand the one component that's going to be the path and the other component that's going to be the contents of the path. So I'll go to Object, I'll go down to Compound Path and Make, and now you can see we have this compound path in layers, and then it's sitting directly above what's going to end up being clipped inside of it. Then when I select both of those, I can right click on them and make clipping mask, and there you go. So that's sort of an interesting, quick and dirty example of customizing text shapes and then using them as a clipping path.